So team, welcome to the orientation session for our Selenium live project. So today's session is primarily about an orientation on how this project is going to work. Okay. Then we will talk about some Q&A, questions and answers from your end, and we will look into the test at the end. So at this moment, I just want to make sure that you're all able to hear me fine. And if there are any questions, I would strongly suggest you to use the chat to place your questions. Alternately, let me see if we can go and do this straight away on the website. So that way, I think we should be able to do it on the website. Let's make sure. Selenium Live project, that was today's session. There should be a Q&A form. All right, there you go. So we have this Q&A form. I'm going to copy this here. For all questions, please post in the Google form here. All right. So here's the link. I'm also going to put it on the chat. So that way, even if you're watching the video at a later point in time and any questions that you have, you can use this to put it there. So if you go to the Selenium Live project, you will see some details about what is here. You will also see different questions that were asked earlier, okay, since November of last year and all the way to down. So if you have any questions, team, please put them here. That way I can quickly give answers to it verbally over the session, and it'll also get registered. So here is the section where you can post your questions that you have regarding the live project. After I give the orientation, then you could do it. Also do note that you will have access to all the videos that we will do. So for the members who are already premium members with Selenium Live project, you can go to this page and you will see the detailed orientation session on how it's going to work and so on out here. You will also be able to see how we went about executing the entire program after that. All right. So if you go in as a non-member, you wouldn't be able to see all these videos that are listed there. So I'm just going through a different browser on this. In here, I believe you will not be able to see all those videos accessible. So for example, from session 3 onwards, it is protected for ITL Selenium project members only. Anyways, the idea about me showing you this page was primarily to get you used to where everything is going to be. The first video is important, team. It's just 11 minutes video. It'll give you all the details of how this session is going to work. But let me quickly give you a brief idea again as a repetition of what I've shown there. So how it works this way, team. One, we will identify an application for testing. So what it means is we will identify an application for testing for this live project. Then we will identify the scope and modules of what needs to be tested. Once we do that, then we will create the test teams. There will be close to between 50 to 100 participants in this live project. So each of the, we will try and break test of about 4 to 6 members per team. That way, you will be working together with each other in executing the whole thing. Okay. Now, whatever you do from there will be part of the test team. Test team will work at creating the entire automation project using Selenium, WebDriver, and core Java. All right. We will definitely start with basic tests and go to advanced framework. All right. This will be about a 2-week assignment with about 4 to 5 hours effort each day from your end. All right. We will meet every 2 days to assess progress and guide you on what and how to do. So basically, for example, when we start the first session on the 20th, I'll walk through this application. Then I will say what is in scope. You will know by then which team you belong to. You will write down all the details of what is being mentioned in that specific session, and then along with your team you will start to execute those specific scope. Okay, so we will assign I will be assigning you tasks that this is what you got to be doing this week. For example, we may start with overall automation test plan creation. Then we will get into something more detailed about what are the individual test cases, out of which what are the test cases we're going to automate, what we will use manually. Then we will talk about for that scope of automation, where will we start doing with simple Selenium IDE, where are we going to switch to quickly getting into some more advanced scripts using frameworks, and how detailed reportings we will do. Now, the overall thing, team, is you will get a lot of hands-on experience. Okay, that's number one. So you will really be working as a team, work in a team environment. All right. Then you will be able to focus on what is required in real-time projects. All right. You will be able to gain a lot of confidence, specifically because what you have done so far is learning the concepts. Then you went about practicing and then you sharpened those skills. Now we are talking about implementing them into the project, and that is where you will gain a lot of confidence. And this will prepare you well for your interviews and projects. All right, this is what it's going to do to you then. And please do note that as part of your resume, place the project on your resume for all successful participants. Now, do note that this will be an actual project that is in play, and I will be sharing those details with you on the 20th, which project we're going to be testing, what is the scope of everything, and so on. And at that time, you will be able to identify, and as you work with me, as you show the progress, towards the end of it, you'll be able to place this project that you worked on this project and exactly what you've done as part of your team, and so on. Okay, you will be doing a lot of work in a team environment. You will do a lot of interaction within your team. So interacting constantly with your team, you will be reaching out to Karthik and Manoj for any questions and suggestions. So anywhere you're stuck, you will reach out to either of us and we will guide you. So you will work as a team, you will reach out back to us as a team, and then we'll guide you accordingly. Team, sorry, I've heard that my voice was breaking. I've not seen this message so far. Is it still an issue or is it okay right now? Okay, so I'm assuming it's not breaking right now. Probably it was breaking when the page was loading, I guess, but hopefully it is good right now. So team, that's what I wanted to mention. Let me reduce the size out here a little, that way. So I'm going to talk about prerequisites. I'm assuming at the moment that the audio is fine. Worst case, please repeat the video. The recording should be fine. Okay. So prerequisites, basics of Selenium. Okay. IDE, element identification. All right. Selenium web driver concepts. Okay. Objects and methods. You will also need to have some core Java and basics of core Java and JUnit or TestNG. Either one is fine. JUnit and TestNG, most of you know, is not very complicated. Have watched the the videos on this link. So I'm going to show you which is the link that you're supposed to definitely go through and watch those videos. I'm not sure if it is put here, but it should be here. Yeah, these 4 chapters, team. Let's, I'm putting it here. There you go. So this is the second link. Team, are you able to hear me okay? Not sure why the audio is creating some issues, but bear with me. We're almost getting done with this session of giving this one-way speech at the moment. So prerequisites I've mentioned here. Okay. Concepts on how to create frameworks, right? Simple, data driven and keyword driven framework is good. All right. Now this is what we expect. I would expect you to know, team, but please note that it is not necessary that you have a strong hold on everything. Okay, it is fine. The reason we are doing this project so that by end of it you will get a strong hold on all the weak areas. But what you definitely need to do is go to the website. In here there are bunch of videos that you need to watch as a movie. Okay, start with the basic fundamentals, then you get into the core Java tutorials, then you get into a little bit of WebDriver and a data driven framework, and finally a keyword driven framework. All right, this is essential for you to do before you get into the live project on the 20th. If you have not got to chapter 4, that is fine, no problem, but at least the first 3 chapters here is essential. Okay, I'm going to put it here. First 3 chapters should have been viewed. All right, now that is the prerequisites, team. Without this it'll become very tough for you to survive in the project. In a team of 4 to 6 members, it is okay for at least 4 people to have decent skill and 1 or 2 people to have medium skill. That is fine. But if the overall team is weak, then it'll become a problem, especially because you will start to delay the project overall. And if you're not able to spend about 4 to 5 hours each day, so we're looking at between 20 to 30 hours a week. If you're not able to spend so much of time and effort overall, even then it's going to be an issue. So please make sure that you're spending enough time. All right, so having said this, let's see what else. How to learn fundamentals required for this project. So basically, team, very simple. Watch the videos. That's number 1. Okay, do not practice first. Just watch the videos and finish watching the videos. Second, if time permits, then get into practice by repeating the videos. All right, so do not go to chapter 4 directly. Start with the basic ones and then go forward. For all of you who have already taken the test, that's fine, but we will be doing another test in a little while. So you could assess yourself how good you are, where you're positioned right now. Okay. Based on that, we can go forward. So team, once again, if there are questions, please do not put it in here. Okay. Any questions that you have, I've shown you that link. Let me take you to that website again. Questions and answers here. All right, team. So the same thing, I'm going to put it in the chat as well. Okay, so here is where you need to place your questions, please. Any questions that is not placed there, I'm not going to answer. So as soon as you start putting your questions here, I will get these questions in here. I will be able to answer it quickly. All right, so all the way down, I'm going to take the latest ones and start answering them. Okay, so I have some from today. There are a few of them here. I'm going to start answering the questions in a quick second. Before that, the schedule is this: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all right, 30 to 60 minutes team meetings with task assignment, all right, assess progress, project progress, then answer questions, concerns. Any questions, concerns that you have, you will be answering. Okay, daily 4 to 5 hours of combined team work. So what you'll typically be doing is you'll all be connecting with each other either on Skype or on Google Chat or whatever is fine with you, and you'll be interacting on a daily basis. What is happening, what is each one doing, and so on. One of you could act as a coordinator so that the others are knowing what it is, how it's going to work, and so on. They're able to depend on one person for the schedule. When we start on the day one, which is on Jan 20th, all right, that is when I will be showing you who is broken into which teams. Then we will be working accordingly with the team. So this is 2 weeks in total, starts on 20th Jan to 7th Feb, is it? Not sure, let's see. 20th to, let's say, 3rd Feb. All right, approximately 2 weeks. There could be a delay of a few days and so on. And whatever project related access and details are needed, you will be provided. So that way you will be able to use that for your project execution. All right, team. So now what you need to do is questions. Please put them here. Okay, I'm not going to take questions away from here right now. I would like to do the project by myself and not with a team. Can I have this opportunity? Padmaja, you're fine. You want to do it by yourself, you can do it. But the problem is that for us to sit and dedicatedly check your progress individually and provide you one-on-one feedback will be tough. So there's a lot of dependency put back onto me and Manoj if you want to do it individually. Okay. Uh, if it is because that you'll be slowed down by other team members, that is fine. What typically happens in any team is there are a few members who are really doing it aggressively. There are other team members who are not able to do it that aggressively because of their skill set. However, what that will do is it will get you prepared on how you could go about working in a team environment, in a very practical environment. So you could still do the work, but you will need to work very closely with the team and see how they're progressing. Sometimes you have to guide them, sometimes they will have to guide you. Today is my first day, I'm new to it. That's fine, Bunty. If you're new to it, it will take time. This project you may not do that well. Okay, and we are screening people, we are conducting a test to make sure that you know where you stand from Selenium. But If you come on 20th without watching the videos, then it is a problem. All right. You must watch the videos for sure. That is essential for your survival. That's exactly what I would want people to do. At least watch those videos. Is it okay if you don't have any hands-on or but view the videos? Technically, it is fine. So, for example, if you know how a core Java code looks, if you know how a for loop operates, if you know how you should define variables, how you can create a simple reusable function, or how you can name your variables, those basic things at least you should be able to do it as soon as you see. If you know how you can write your test cases and how you can start to automate them slowly, all right, those concepts are essential, because the live project without any hands-on experience on the tool or the programming will become tough otherwise. So the idea is to get that hands-on experience itself for you through this. All right, I don't see any other questions, team. I'm assuming then there are no other questions from anyone. If you have questions, once again, please go here. There is a question and your name. Once you put your question here, I'll be able to answer that. All right, any question that you have, please put it in there. So I'm going to take one or two questions that have come earlier on the chat so that we save time while we wait for these questions. Same teams as most or different teams? So Vasanta, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this question and put it in here. That way it will be easy for me to answer. Vasanta, submitting on your behalf. We may have the same teams, or we may have a few different teams. We will have more members than what we have for master software testing. So that's the reason we will be able to. We will need to see as the people join. It's quite hard for us in the UK to follow the training due to the timing. Like now, I'm dozing off while you're talking because it is almost 1:30 a.m. Can you help me, Dempsey? So here's how it's going to work, Dempsey. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. And thank you for your patience. I appreciate the effort that you're taking to do this. So the way we will be doing it is this. For UK teams, we will divide people in that time zone. All right. So answering your question while I'm placing it here, for UK team, we will create a separate team for UK. So except for that small orientation session where you all are getting together to talk with us, you can do your project in your own time zone. You don't have to wait for it to be in our time zone. Okay, so that way it will be answered for you. What else? Any other questions here? Let me quickly see. So team, I'm assuming at this moment, no, not too many questions coming. If you're watching this video and you have these questions while you're watching the video, please go to the website like I was suggesting and start putting it in here. There are many questions which are already answered, but if there are questions that you still have, then I'll be able to answer. There you go. So there are a few questions coming in here. After this is done, team, I'm going to start the test. So you can start to take the test right after this session. This is a good assessment for yourself. Okay. Hi Karthik, I'm already working and occupied for 8 to 10 hours a day. I shall try to do my best, but please place me accordingly in a team. So Bindu, it's your call. How should we do it? How should we do it if you don't have too much time to give in a given day? The good thing is we'll not have daily interactive live sessions. There is nothing that I have to come and teach anymore. The teaching part is over. Now it is your thing to do. So you can use that evening times with a team which is working to do it. So what I'll do, Bindu, is for your question, we will see if there's a working team and try and group them together into that. Hi Karthik, I'm a premium member and I started to watch Selenium video from last week. And what's the price for this project? So Jay, for the price, you can contact the sales team because I don't know what you've already paid. I believe the Selenium Live project is $125, which will be over what you paid for the training. But you can contact the sales team. They will let you know. Alex, why do I have to pay? I don't know what you've paid, what you've not, but this project is a paid one. All right. So to be able to participate, to be able to coordinate and provide all the support and service from both me and Manoj, you will have to pay as part of it, because this will also be a significant learning experience. Any plans of starting training Python automation web driver? So Sushma, I'm assuming you're talking Python with Selenium and so on. Yes, we have identified someone who's going to provide training very soon in the next few weeks on Python. And then you could take the same concepts that you see in Python and combine it with the Selenium training to implement it there. We will be doing end-to-end testing. Sonal, you'll be doing testing overall. I wouldn't say end-to-end, but mostly functional regression testing, uh, with a lot of focus more on automation rather than anything else. Okay. So Vasanta, I've answered same teams as most. Yes. So you'll be working in almost the same teams as most. We may add a few more teams. We may change a little bit based on what we want. All right. Let's see if there are any other questions. Is it only 3 first chapters at live training on site to watch, Igor? Yes. So you have to watch those questions from that specific 3 chapters. I'm putting it here so that it's also accessible for others. Do I need to take the test again? So for all the participants who have taken the test, you can ignore. You don't need to take the test anymore if you've already taken the test. If you've taken the test and your score did not come well, then which is less than 50%, then you could use the test right now to take it again. Okay. For all the participants who have not taken the test earlier, you can use this to take it. It'll be the same test that you've taken on the other day. Time 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific is perfect for us. So Veena, I can't promise the time. Right now, we're keeping it 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific, but it will depend a lot on what others do. Again, as I was telling you, the live sessions, there are only 6 or 7 where we're trying to identify very, very few specific things. Okay, we will talk about task assignments, assessing the project progress, and answering any questions. But offline, there'll be a lot more interaction that you will be working on, so that you can really get into as well. So team, at this point, I'm assuming no other questions. If there are questions that have not been answered, please go back and put it into the Google form that you see, and we will answer these questions in a timely fashion. All right. Let me see if there are any new questions that have come. Also, do watch this video that I'm talking about. All right, it is there out here. All of you have access to the first 3 videos, so you'll know exactly how it's going to work. Oops. Okay, let's see. This is my first class. What do I have to download order in order to do this course? Mohammed, very simple. If you are in the first class, first watch the videos. There is not one thing to download. There are many things to download, install, and work on. So first you watch the videos that I've shown you, and then you should be able to get into the next sets of things. Okay. When will be the next test, and how will I know which time I belong? So there is no time, Neelam. Time test is today. The timing in terms of the teams and all that, it'll depend on as we add the teams, as we distribute it. So as part of some information collection from the team, we will ask which time zone you are in, and based on that we will divide it. The schedule in the website says 14 to 27 Jan, but in the orientation session you said yes, our sessions tomorrow. Okay, so team, just stick with one very simple thing. All right, go to your go-to meeting. In that, the schedule is clearly mentioned. So stick with the schedule that is there in GoToMeeting. Anything to do with the schedule change and so on, you will get a notification directly from GoToMeeting. Okay, so you don't have to worry about any conflict in the schedule. So even if I happen to change any schedule, it will get reflected. So right now, if you look at the schedule, it will tell you exactly when it is. So we had a test on Friday, Jan 10th. Today we're having this session. The next session is on Monday, then Wednesday, then Friday, then Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Worst case, this may prolong for another week depending on how we progress. Okay. All right. So team, I'm just seeing for the last few questions and then we're going to start this test. Is it only 3 first chapters? Yes, I've answered that. I don't had any knowledge for testing or QA. So B, it will take longer time for you. I would suggest you can get to the project if you want to now, but it'll really not help you. However, you can see through the videos at a later point in time and get prepared for the next project, which may happen in the next 2-3 months. All right. All right, team. So at this point, we are done with the orientation session. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the test. I will also be um, ending the recording to launch the test. Thank you all. Stay on board for the test so that you can continue to take the test. At this point, I'm just finishing up with the recording that I've done. So thank you all once again for attending this live session. Any further questions, please look at the URL in the web page and take it from there.